Game number 1 in the books, and we are just about ready to head into game number 2. Again, one thing that I keep mentioning here, for those of you guys just tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. One thing that I keep mentioning is how many people fight early in this lobby. Right now, 63 live. Sure, one guy didn't connect. That's it happens every now and again. We can't do a whole lot about that. But let's just at 10 minutes, take a look at how many people have died. Because I mean, if we're anywhere above 55, I would be surprised. So many teams start fighting really early on, and normally this is something that happens in the first couple of days, maybe in the day one, like first couple of games. I mean, where teams are trying to find their footing, trying to figure out where can we go. Like these teams haven't really had a chance to scrim against each other, so it's all it's all just pretty much chaos throughout in the beginning until teams kind of get settled within the lobby. But here it's just been fight on fight on fight on fight. Everyone's been scoring against one another, and well, I mean, it's cost some teams more than others, of course, but in the long run it's gonna cost everyone, because you ain't gonna win those fights early game every single time. But now let's wait and see. 5 more seconds until we get to see that first circle appear. This is one of those circles where 2 days ago it would go military, right? I would love to see that happen, just for the sake of the rules. But we'll of course have to wait until that gets either confirmed or denied. Riddle lost 3 players on the very first rotation last game, but hopefully for them this time around they'll get things going. I mean, sure, they're sitting in second place right now, so they're not really in fear of being tossed out. But then again, I mean, we talked about it, 22 points from second place down to last. Then all of a sudden, Knockout Gaming and Fenerbahce are all fighting in a compound. Yep. This is what happens when everybody tries to go West Coast. None of them can get the vehicles because they're fighting for them. And then they realize, oh no, you know what, let's not go for the vehicles then, we'll just go for the compound. And then they both go for the compound, and then it's like, oh my, are you kidding me? And then, yeah, that happens. So Fenerbahce down 3 players already, that's unfortunate. They do, I believe, still have 1 guy alive somewhere. I'm not sure where the last player landed, but he clearly didn't go with his teammates, because then he would have died here as well. And for Kebabs, they had a early exit for the last game as well, 0 points for them. But we'll see if they can make something happen this time around. And I'm honest, guys. I really don't like to laugh at. It's not that I laugh at teams or anything. It's only because, for example, for Fenerbahce in this situation, we've seen them do impressive things. Yesterday they had that game up on. That ended up by Potato Hill, where they just started steamrolling. They ran as a team. They started fighting really well. They were holding each other's backs. They were clearing opponents after opponents. They got 7 kills or 8 kills, I believe, that game, in a 5th place. So really impressive games coming out from them. And then you go from a game like that, where we're like, okay, well, seems like they're getting things under control now. And then stuff like that happens. I mean, it's not like they land and then they realize that there's a full team next to them. They had a lot of chances to go not land in that compound and go somewhere else, but unfortunately didn't pay out the way that they wanted to. So don't think of it as me laughing at the team. It's more me laughing at the situation and thinking that there must have been a way. There must have been a way for that to be avoided for both teams, pretty much. But nonetheless, that is how things went down. That is how things went down. Yeah, just didn't really go the way that they would have wanted. I mean, for Knockout Gaming, though, they got themselves 3 points really early without really any penalties on that. So they for sure ain't complaining about that. Now there are 4 guys looting this compound as well. And Jaxi, is this just a hits against? Is this just hate against Fenerbahce that they want to get them down? I don't know if it was, but it happened. How did? Yeah. So Knockout Gaming clearly just wants to kill Fenerbahce. Maybe that's the thing that's going on right now. They're like, guys, we might not win, but we will end above you. So that's the fight that's occurring right now. Because maybe they just have like one of those magnets. They just attract to one another, and they find each other. That's the thing I've heard that can happen. Last crew, they're getting their rotations on in. They have been effective when it comes to killing Last crew, they've been killing a lot of opponents, but those placements just have not really gone in their favor. Now they're getting themselves one more buggy ready for the rotation. But yeah, they just have not really been able to get a whole lot of kills off of the placements they've managed to get. Draco as well here. I mean, they got 2 second place games yesterday, one of which they got off of John the Boob, just sneaky peeking his way down the mountain in Everest. And then the other game, they actually had 4 guys alive in a pretty straightforward before fight against Art of War that they just didn't win. So 2 very different games, but 2 second places nonetheless on day 2 yesterday. And now, of course, they're hoping to get similar results here in the on the final day, because they are indeed playing to see if they can get into the top 8 like everyone else is. That's what's on the line. That is what everyone is fighting for. That is what everyone's hoping to do, and they only have 3 games left to get there. Henny Bro is not with his team, obviously. He's looting in Kameshki, so that's the thing. I would assume that he has had some connection issues, but at least he's on the server this time around and has a chance to get things going. Last crew, they would seemingly stop up on around that shack we saw up there before and see if they can scout their way down, just to find out that Draco has taken the compound. Vehicles obviously must have been hurt by Draco Unity, and they're now shooting up towards them as well. Shots are fired. Mocha actually getting headshotted. That's far out. Great headshot connected. And last crew say, you know what, that compound is taken. There's no reason for us to spend more time trying to get that one. We could try and go for it. We could maybe get some kills, but we would probably lose a guy or 2 in doing so. And would it really be worth it in the end then? Not so much. So wise decision making for them not to go for that. Airwaves. Short rotation coming from them. Last crew, they of course, they were trying to get the compound, but now with them not getting it, they're saying, you know, we might as well just set ourselves up here and see if we can get some rotation kills, and anyone else trying to do the same kind of rotation that we did. And Faye just jumped out of the vehicle? There was no bike there, wasn't Faye driving in Minox's car? Huh. At least, I mean, I don't even think that, because they didn't get a knock or anything, so they don't know who they were up against. But, so I mean, had they knocked the player, had Last Crew knocked the player, and then see Faye get knocked by himself there, that would probably have been them pushing on it, because they would have been like, you know what, I mean, he must be around that area, right? They hurt the vehicle, obviously. So, fortunately, that didn't happen. That could have gone very grim. Could have gotten very, very grim. For those of you guys asking, this is the second game of today. There are 3, I'll make that 2 games to be played after this one. Just so we don't have any confusion, you can see in the top left corner as well, it is game 10 of 12. Ooh, Last Crew, they're driving scarily. Their AK skills is the sole player, driving right down in between all these teams. He's going for a good southern position, which makes sense, I guess you can say. But he's going to be isolated from his teammates, so should he go down, it's gonna be extremely hard to really do anything from down there. Takatori and Airwaves, they pushed up, they saw that the double barns were clear, and they get to stick around for a little while at least. Knockout Gaming, they want to get themselves some damage done towards the guys sitting down there, but seems like they're disengaging from that one. 2 new circles gonna pop. Is it gonna be military? Nope, most likely not. But it is going out east for sure. There are many teams out there already, but for some of those teams that aren't out there just yet, it's gonna be interesting to see how they're planning on making their rotations. O'Connell, ooh, almost flipping the newly added hard spawn US with the camo colors. And for those of you guys who didn't listen in yesterday, the hard spawn, of course, means that when you're playing esports mode, they're guaranteed to spawn in specific areas. So you have the normal US who's on your right there, and then you have this camouflage colored US that will always spawn at the same place. For those of you guys who get to play on the esports mode, same thing with the Dasher with flames on it. Diggory, trying to get down this hill. It's going to be a tough task, though. He already has some Jabby and the last teammate, I believe, down. But I was just going to say, they lost 1 player before, and now Jabby runs straight into fire as well. Phosphid just casually jumping out and taking out a player right there. So not a whole lot Jabby could do, unfortunately, either. Personal Courage get themselves their second kill. And we talked about how last crew were splitting up pretty widely, considering that this would be an area that many people want to go in and take. And it sure came to cost them, taking 2 casualties already. Just AKA skills and Diggory remaining. And you can see just there real quickly, Diggory is already taking fire. So not a dream scenario for last crew that is also trying to get themselves a... Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? You don't want to have it all dependent on the very final game. I mean, if you're Wizards right now, they don't even have to do anything anymore. They're pretty much guaranteed to be in the top 8, right? But if you're some of these teams that are sitting maybe 5, 6, 7 points out, you want to get as many points as you can in the next 2 games so that it won't all come down to that one final game where everything is on the line. You have to survive for X amount of time. They just want to play it smart and play it safe. Ooh, Faye standing very still. He's been knocked once already. So should Diggory want to engage in this, there's a chance, but as you can see, they're not looking right down on their feet. They're looking further down the hill and they're not noticing him. Diggory just proning it out. It does not want to get spotted, and I like this. He had some chances to shoot there. Some people might have shot in his situation, but being a... Well, I mean, it's not a solo player because he has AK skills alive, but they're so far apart, and should he get knocked, there's absolutely no way that help is going to come in. So smart from Diggory to not do anything from there. Just get the info, send it across to AK skills and say, you know what, buddy? I mean, should you ever come up here, there's like 4 guys and they're over a kilometer away from you, so you can use that info. But of course he's just right now at least just playing it very, very cautious, just chilling down by his rock, and he's not planning on doing anything. Hopefully for him, I was gonna say the Apex team will start rotating at some point, at least when the new circle pops, so they can... Some sort of pressure can be relieved from him, because he would not want to hide on this rock throughout the entire game, I would assume. Playing low, just waiting a little longer before he's gonna get going. Plane is in the sky, it's coming in as well. Oh no, Diggory, did they spot your weapon? Did they see something? Or is it just the same team in Personal Courage that knew where you were to begin with? That could be the case. They know where he is, and they're just shooting up towards the rock. And of course, also sometimes that can attract the attention from the other team, right? Because the fact that shots are fired but nowhere near you, that can make things interesting. This circle, though, that's an interesting one. A lot of water in it still. And of course, knowing the next one has to somewhat go away from it, that's going to be most likely with a 99% chance going up north. But we shifted out of a lot of the compounds. That's what makes this one interesting. There's so much open terrain, and... as you can see, I mean, fortunately for Riddle, they're able to get themselves one of them, but it's kind of a big question. How aggressive can you go? How... Oh, Hanny bro, hold on tight. You don't want to fall off there. How aggressive can you go? Which compounds can you really sort of be greedy enough to take? Because if you don't get a compound, honestly, within the first, like, next 20 seconds... It's not going to be impossible, but it's going to be very, very tricky for you to find anything to call your own here. Memo taking down AK Skills solo player, trying to hold off anyone trying to push down towards him, and at least for now, he's able to do so. Swamp, they have taken control of the 2-1 stories on the northern side of the road. Diggory, did they not see him? BenQ taken down as well, so 2 players once again eliminated from Art of War. Tony goes down as well. I'm not sure where this fight is happening, but AK Skills, that's the 3rd time he gets in on the action here. He's not alone. He got help from another team, but all of a sudden, Andy is all that's left of his team, and you can see it right here. I mean, it cannot have been the same position they were in, because AK Skills is nowhere near here, but Andy obviously forced to continue rotating forward, and, well, he was able to do so. Now he has himself a wizard. It's on the far northern edge of the circle, but not an easy spot for him to do anything from, because multiple players knows where he is. And I mean, that's the thing right here. You can see be safe from one territory. Odds are that you're very visible to another, and this crate might just have cost the life of Aaliyah. Sure, it's great to get the level 3 gear, but if you're not alive to wear it, then what is it good for? Not a whole hell of a lot. So Aaliyah has the smokes thrown. You can see T-Bone, he's already been such a heavy hitter when it comes to damage so far. And, I mean, he's looking to get himself one more kill. But Aaliyah might just have timed it with healing. Nope, not gonna happen. Aaliyah now from the crate to the rock. Trying to make the run back towards the teammates. There you go, run. Get into safety. Might just be possible. Test. They're sitting in 3rd place, I believe, right now in Konas, and of course they want to continue to stay up in the top. They're looking to see if they can get any compounds that are further inside the circle, but I can tell them already now. Yordale and Riddle have the next one, and there's actually sitting 2-2 split right now. If Venkona somehow figure out there's a 2-2 split going on in that compound over there, that might just be them wanting to engage on it. Then seems to me like they just sent Clip back to help out. I like that play from Riddle, because they're realizing, you know, if we have a team out here that's a chance they're going to push us, we need to be ready to hold them off. We can still maintain the compound on the other side, but we need to be ready to hold them off. New circle is going to pop, and of course it's going to go north. Exclude a lot of water. Amarus and Coppen goes down to the circle. That's going to be Amarus finished off by Sinsen, and Toxic is shooting far off the hill. Test goes down as well in the open. Not a whole lot more to it than that. They tried, but it did not pay off for them. Animal Slayer taken down by PEL, and now we see multiple more kills coming in. Plenty of players trying to take out one another. Riddle, they're running out in the open. They want to get some meds, probably some loot, so they can continue fighting. But there's just 30 seconds to go until that new circle pops, and I do not believe they're inside it, so might not want to prioritize running around trying to loot when you have places to go. Nope, finally they're back together. Got in their vehicles. As you can see here, they are outside the circle. And where do you go from here? They're not in, and there's no compounds available for them. Arthur goes down. Golby and Alpha, though, immediately there to help out. Alpha tries to get the finish off. YMD is going to be applying some pressure too. So that's going to be 2 players down, and all of a sudden things are looking grim for Phoenix. But Art of War is going to be down as well. Method is going to be Andy taken down. Last player who was alive there. They lost 3 guys on their second rotation, and well, I mean, it became too much for them. They tried to go in the center, and that's what we talked about before. When you try to drive on through there in this area of the map, because there are so few compounds, there's a 99.9% chance that they're most likely taken. Talk, Aliyah, they're driving forward. 2 guys on a buggy in circle 4 is not something you see too often, but they're doing it. At least for now it's working, but now they are in the blue. This is not what you want to have happen. They're in the blue. Fortunately, it seems like all their wheels are still on, but they're in the blue and they're taking damage, and Talk is gonna take the toll for it. That's unfortunate, but not a whole lot more you can do there. Now that buggy is down to just 3 wheels and it's smoking, so you're not gonna go on to that one again. She's in the open, unseen, full on committed, wants to get the res up here. Miles out in the open, has a smoke to work with, sure, but once they got that res on up, it's gonna be very tricky to get anything done. And holy cow, Yordale just exactly cannot see the head of Faye. It's like, come on, Backpack, you cannot take all the bullets. I'm gonna have to hit him eventually. But, well, not gonna happen. Man says, you can stand still all day you want. You can stand still all that you want, but I will pop that head off of you. Unfortunately, Yordale actually gets finished off because of it. So, got a little greedy trying to get the kill. Was spotted out in the open, and down he goes. Clip is jumping around trying to get any info he can from the small windows in the shack, and he has not seen Aliyah, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, now he might actually have. Might just have seen it now. Just 39 players alive. This circle makes more sense to have situations like these because we are so far out in the open. Kebabs, they're making the run on an EFSA, and they're trying to do everything they can to stay alive, but they're still not inside the next circle either. Clip tapping through the smoke, wants to see if he can land the shots needed to get the finish on down. Not gonna happen, at least not right now. Clip once again in a rough spot. He knows he has people on both sides, and he needs to get a knock on one side or the other in order to do something for him. You can see him, he's sitting all by himself, and again, sure, Riddle, they might just be in already, but it's not gonna be easy. Hickey with a double nade over towards O'Connell and Misa, and there's so many fights happening at the same time now. Faye out in the blue, not a whole lot more you could have done there. Tried to make the run in, but there were simply too many people shooting. She's in the blue, running on forward. Nades are being thrown in this while T-Bone gets the knock on towards Kofest. Off in the distance, new circle is popping in the middle of all of this, and Clip gone down as well. It's going to be She's Nade thrown, and out it goes one. Wizards eliminated as well. That's a quad kill for Hickey. Nade coming in on 1, and true double kill on towards Eris and Misa afterwards. Great job by Hickey. Truly, truly a performance that, or the kind of performance you want to have to pop off the last couple of games here. Insanely well played to single-handedly, not single-handedly of course, because Kofest was there to help as well, but to collect all those kills without taking a single casualty, well held off, and AK skills somehow still in in the game here. Transporter going around the corner, but he was expected buzzword. He knew he was there. He was anticipating it, but he was not seeing broken. He got the first guy down. He went for the full commitment, and the same thing happens again. Guys, you cannot just get that one knock and a finish off. You need to anticipate there to come one more guy, especially if it's not an instant kill. They were both turning away from the target and reloading instead of just trying to hold the angle for that split second longer, and it cost both of them players, and I believe one of the teams got eliminated because of it. That's so unfortunate. You always have to anticipate that more than one guy is pushing on in. EFSA taken down, got the knock onto one, but would go down in return. And now the full-on commit from Hickey. There are 3 guys inside the shelter right now. Hickey goes down immediately, but more players are crashing on it. And look at the push! Kofitz runs over a teammate. They're jumping up. They're trying to do all the damage needed to take them down. Kofitz somehow still on his feet. What the hell is going on here? T-Toxic around the corner. He's inside the shack now. Kofitz is still alive. What's going on? John Nibu now trying to push in. Last player for his team, and this is chaos. Chaos uncompared to anything I've seen for a long time. Nate just on the other side. Johnny Rue on the corner goes down. Personal courage. More like, wow. That is a shack fight if I've seen one. It cost them a ton of players. But the benefit from this is that Kofist might just be able, because he's in 7th place right now, nobody is going to push him in his position. At least I wouldn't assume so, because all these people are in, well, somewhat decent positions up north. If he can stay alive, if he just doesn't peek anything, and he gets the next circle down towards him, he's going to be in like a guaranteed top 2, top 3 position. Off of just sitting in that shack. Holy chaos. Holy chaos. First, Hickey gets the entire team wipe onto Wizards, and then that happened. Absolutely insane, and somehow Kofist lived throughout it. And now, well, I mean, this is honestly one of the only circles that he wouldn't have hoped for, because sure, he's inside the circle, but as you can see, you got airwaves, I believe it is, far out on the eastern side, and there's pretty much only one place they can run. Oh, unless if they go up, of course. Unless if they go up, there are still 4 guys up, and they could push this shack, but as you can see, this is what I'm saying. There's no way they're gonna push. I mean, nobody can push Kofist, because he's, look at how open he is. He has 5 vehicles around him, one of them upside down, 2 of them are blown up. And if you're airwaves at this point, they've been in the open for so long, they've already been forced to use so many of their nades and smokes, and there is just not a whole lot you can do from here, to be quite honest. It's so difficult. It's such a tricky position to be in. These smokes should have been thrown ages ago, and then, well, of course you have to conserve them because you don't have a lot available, but this is not going to be a push that's gonna be easy. Kofist does take down Moon, so a little bit of a alleviation of pressure. Tagetori, do you go for the rest here though, or do you try and get inside the circle? That's the question. What do you want to prioritize? Circle is coming in already. We can see it's pushing very close towards them too. And of course they will be able to get the rest on up, but where do you go from there? That's the big question. Amir Moore still alive somehow, hogging the cliff side, but as you can see now, blue is coming in. They have to move 2 guys on the bike now. Do you go to Kofest? Is that what's happening? Are you going to Kofest or are you going south? Where, mans? Where are you going? What is the plan here? Are you going into the water? I'm not sure what they're planning on doing. Oh, I mean, more. He's going. Oh, I thought they were just gonna fly up. That could have been amazing if they just flew up, like complete YOLO style, just flying on up forward. Amir Moore spots one, but not able to get him down quickly. Does get him down in the end, but that's gonna be his position completely exposed. They now realize up top as well, we have one sitting underneath. It was actually a really smart play coming in from airwaves. To be honest, this was one of the only places they could actually go to, and had Amir Moore not been there, it would have worked out for them too. Kofest, though, from the safety of his shack, spots out one and takes him out as well. And yeah, that name, Tagetori or Take Tori, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. Goes down because of it. I assume down as well. But Take Tori will be able to prone it out at least for a little while. You can see it's inside the circle. Just really unfortunate for him that that Amir Moore was around that corner. 6 teams alive. Phoenix again, still in it. They haven't really been that active on the kill feed, but they have managed to stay put for so long. Bullen and Soggy still up, and again they're right on the brink of making it in right before, like just inside, just outside. And the more placements like these they can get, the better. They don't have a lot of kills, they barely have any, but they have sure as hell gotten some good placements over the last couple of games. Circle, yikes. Targetory is in, and well, I mean, there's a shack in the middle of it. If you can get it, that's amazing. But if, yep, this is gonna be tough for a lot of teams. Ghost Legion, again, still 4 guys up. They've been shooting at so much. They've been really, really good in positioning. They have not really been one of those teams that just been hugging a compound. They've been running around. They've been taking control. And, well, now they're 4 guys up. And sure, they're not inside the circle yet, but they have a realistic chance at making the push on down forward. Targetory is prone on the south side. He's just going to be chilling. He's not going to be moving anywhere. Knockout Gaming, they're going to want to try to hold off any push coming in from the other side. I like this. Oh, it actually went inside as well. I was like, this is an interesting Molotov. Phoenix runs out of the house. They had to. Circle is pushing them forward. Slayer's trying to hold the angle, helping guys around the side as well. Bullen now down by the house. Out jumps Slayer of Animals. Is he gonna go back inside to get the angle? Oh, nope, not gonna happen. Sulky goes down. Slayer's trying to hold what's above them. Smokes are thrown, so he's trying to spray on through. It gets spotted out, but nice reaction from Slayer there. Getting the angle through the window and taking him out. So, not something we've seen a lot from Knockout Games, but well played there, actually. Really, really well done. Kofis is on the south side. He's going to try to make the run on out. Arthur gets the finish up onto Slayer. Gopi goes down to the blue. And now it's just 3 guys on their feet for Ghost Legion. Gopi most likely going to be finished off by the blue here. Yep, there you go. Not a whole lot more. I mean, you can only crawl so fast, right? Huge potential. Making their way forward. Kofis gets himself one more. And honestly, look at this 4th place guaranteed for Personal Courage. This is absolutely insane off of what was one of the most chaotic. I mean, we've seen a lot of crazy things happen in this tournament so far over the last 2 days. But this right there, the push onto the shack, so crazy. And that nade as well thrown by Arthur right on the money. Ghost Legion, 8 kills already. Kofis trying to buy himself some time. 15 kills for Personal Courage. 7 of those in the hand of Kofis. Absolute beast this game. And he got 7, and that doesn't even count the amount of kills that Hiki got, annihilating the entirety of Wizards. So very, very, very impressive plays coming out from the Personal Courage team. They were in the top already, but now they're just solidifying that spot. Kofist, no audio, I know, that's unfortunate, but Kofist getting down 1 player, Alphadine taken down, so despite the fact that he's a solo player, he is not at all done shooting yet. 3 teams remaining. It's a 1v1 v3 in huge potential. They were sitting in the top 5 as well, huge potential coming into this, and they of course as well want to solidify that position. We talked about how close it is. You don't want to risk anything. Kofist, shots fired, and firing some more of those. Denethor has an angle to hold people off here, but it's not going to be easy. 5 seconds to go until the circle starts closing on in. And what are you going to do from here? Only 1 kill on the team so far. They've had the positions. They haven't really been forced to take any aggressive peeks or anything. That goes down. Ghost Legion, they got some kills though. And a good placement with it, but honestly, this run here, I mean, no, it doesn't matter who wins this one. Of course, I assumed that it will be, assume that it won't be a 1v4 pull off from Kofist, but still, I mean, everything considered, he's 1v4, he's fighting it to the very end, and he's getting all the points that he can. Sure, at this point, you might want to consider just taking it to the blue, and seems like he is. No, is he going in the blue? Nope, he's trying to see if he can pop some more heads. He has 8 kills already. Why not try to go for double digits? I mean, honestly, he's been playing so well so far, so embrace the chaos. Try and see what you can get with it, but now being spotted, he's in the blue as well. He's just gonna tank it out, gonna prone down, throw a nade on himself, and not a whole lot more to it than that. Well played though, and well deserved 2nd place. Huge potential, got themselves a win, and they had a once again